Hey everyone, Tornado Allie here with your weekly blog update. This week we're going to start off with last Sunday. Now for a while we were kind of keeping an eye on something that looked like it maybe could develop into a tropical storm. It never ended up doing that, but it did bring some severe weather to parts of Florida as well. Now this particular map is out of the Jacksonville, Florida National Weather Service office, where you can kind of see they're talking about all the potential threats that this area had for Sunday of last weekend. In addition to high surf, dangerous rip currents, they had the normal stuff that would go along with severe weather as well. Wind gusts up to about 55 miles per hour, just very heavy rain, which did end up causing some pretty significant flooding, and of course the threat for tornadoes. Which brings us to our next point. Take a look. We did have 2 tornado reports on Sunday for that very northeastern section of Florida. Also some wind reports. Most of those remained less than 60 miles per hour though. However, the 2 possible tornadoes, one of which was in Fruit Cove, and that area we actually did have some damage to some people's homes. We had some damage on the siding and also some damage to some people's roofs as well. Now, also, we had one near Mayport. There was some minor damage to a mobile home community in that town in particular. Thankfully, though, no injuries, no fatalities with any of these, but we did have some areas with a little bit of damage. Now on to the middle part of the week, where we have something a little bit different. This is weather related, but it's kind of a stretch. This begins the monarch butterfly migration season, and the reason it's so important for weather is because they rely on the weather to have their timing of when they finally go to their winter home. Now this particular map is from the Fort Worth, Texas National Weather Service, where you can see they're kind of talking about, since this cold front will be sliding south through Texas, Louisiana, and some of the southeastern states, they're talking about how you may end up seeing a few more of these monarch butterflies than normal. The reason for that is the cold front that's coming through that area gives them those northerly winds which help guide them down to their winter home, which happens to be right down here. It's about 60 miles northwest of Mexico City. Now the difference is they kind of migrate a little bit differently than birds in that they truly rely on the very dependable October cold fronts that we typically get, and they rely on those for navigation. Now how many of these? Well, about over 500 million of them from the United States and Canada kind of come through that area and arrive down into Mexico. So if you live in the southeastern states, you may end up even seeing a few more this weekend as well, as that front continues to slide back down. Now we move on to Thursday. We actually had a pretty big severe weather day that day. Now most of the tornado activity was limited along the mid-Atlantic. You can see most of the red dots right there along Virginia and even a couple around the DC area. But we also had some severe weather down into some of the southeastern states where the potential for the tornadoes was also. However, we just didn't really end up getting any down there, thankfully. We did have some strong wind reports down there, and unfortunately the only injury out of all of the storm reports we have actually came from a wind report. It was in Sylvania, Georgia. A woman in her car unfortunately collided with some of the trees that had fallen down along a roadway. She was taken to the hospital, but it was just minor injuries, so that's a good thing to hear, nothing serious. There were a total of 10 filtered tornado reports, and you can see a majority of them right there in Virginia. Now 3 of them so far have been confirmed, but we do expect to have more of them confirmed over the next couple of days as they continue to do some more surveys of them. So far we have an EF1 in Louisa County, Virginia, also an EF1 in New Kent County, Virginia, and for that particular one it actually crossed over Interstate 64 and damaged part of an elementary school, and we've been told it was just minor damage, nothing major, and no injuries or fatalities at the school. There was also one in Triangle, Virginia, and this one they actually had video footage of it, and we've got a small clip here. We got it from the Richmond Times-Dispatch. You can see the tornado right there in the background. Now this particular video is how they got proof for that one in Triangle, Virginia. This actually crossed over Interstate 95, and unfortunately caused some minor damage to some homes in that area as well. No injuries out of it though, however, and they're going to continue to get some more details on some of these. There's 10 total tornado reports. It's not certain whether some of those are duplicates of some of the 3 that are confirmed, or if they did actually have 10 separate ones. But like I said, over the next couple of days they're going to continue to survey those, and we'll probably get some more information on that. Now on to Saturday. Today it's going to be a great start to the weekend for so many people. Dry in most places, but a Better yet, we've got some nice warm temperatures, and not just for a few places. Take a look. Basically, the entire southern half of the country and 2/3 of the western half of the country are well above normal. Not just about 5 degrees above normal, but look, 10 to 20 degrees above normal in several places. And that's not just going to be the case for today, but it's also going to remain the case for tomorrow as well. So everybody's going to get a chance to enjoy a great weekend. Don't forget, we've added our new Picture of the Week segment right here at tornadoalley.com. Be sure to check it out.